They came from all over New England to compete for one goal. Hundreds of men and women chasing a dream. The chance to win a trip to Las Vegas and play against the world's best poker players on the world's biggest stage. Now the remaining players will fight for this opportunity of a lifetime to represent the Eastern Poker Tour in the World Series of Poker's main event. Welcome to the Eastern Poker Tour Tournament of Champions Season 3. We are down to our final 5 players, and the chip leader is Brian. He came in mid-stacked, however, he has dominated early action and has taken over the chip lead. However, John is not very far behind. You've played in a lot of final tables before. What are you thinking about at this stage of the game?
The big thing is controlled aggression.
Race. I'm all in.
Absolutely. We're going to see which of these players is taking the controlled aggression to another level and hopefully win the ultimate prize, a World Series of Poker main event seat. Before we get down to the table, let's see what the chip counts are. All of these players have played so hard and so long, and they all deserve to be here. Let's hear what they had to say.
Why do I deserve to win? I want to do better than I did last time playing this tournament. Last time I came in third.
I think I deserve to win. I mean, I made it this far, so.
I don't think it's a matter of deserve to win the seat tonight. I'd love to win the seat tonight.
Well, they should root for me because I'm a good guy and I try to play well and steady, and I'm trying to retire.
Back down to the action. We are down to our final 5
All right,
blinds.
look, Bernard, I'm going to run with this bad boy, okay? Here we
right,
go.
it's on
Andre folds again. That's a big surprise. Look at John. John's going to call with any 2 cards. And he does with a pair of 6s.
Not bad, though.
Sam looks down at his hand, studies it carefully, says, I'd rather go back to chip tricks, and he folds. Brian, representing the New England Patriots.
Race.
Look at the serious nature of Brian. He is going to raise here with a pair of kings.
That's queens, not kings, Andy. And besides, you don't really have the announcer voice, my friend.
Well, Bernard, I'll show you an announcer voice. Here it comes. All right, Andy looks down at his hand, and it looks like he might fold or go all in. He's a one-trick pony. He's got lamb chops, and he wears a New York Giants hat. What is he going to do, Bernard?
Well, Andy, I guess you have somewhat of a future here.
Yeah, he's going to go all in. That's what he does. He pushes all his chips. Well, he's trying to push his chips, but he can't get them all in because he's nervous. He's got a pair of 4s. What's not to be nervous about?
All in.
Not exactly aces, is it? Well, he's going to count them for a long time and make it very uncomfortable for me while I announce.
6. 5.
Now he's shoving another chip all in, and Brian calls. Well, it looks like Andy's moving all in again. It's a double all in, they call it. He might be sent packing. He works for Southwest Airlines. He's a bagger. Looks like this package is going back home.
Well, here's the flop. Jack of clubs, king of spades, jack of spades.
I'll take it here, Bernard. It looks like there's going to be a 3 on the turn, a 3 of hearts. The 5, it's the river. And it looks like Southwest is flying nonstop back to Tiverton, Rhode Island.
Well, Andy, thank you so much for joining us this season. I never knew that you could impersonate Casey Kasem and Wolfman Jack at the exact same time, but looks like you did it, my friend.
Thank you, Bernard. Thanks, Bernard.
I want to rent some space right here.
Well, we are down to our final 4 players here. Blind still 30,000 and 60,000. Sam is under the gun and is now the short stack at the table.
Yeah, my brother from another mother is pushing all in with King Jack. Get him, Sam.
The chip leader with dual chip stacks now on either side of him has folded.
Yeah, Andre's gonna fold again. I think he last played a hand back in 1978.
Well, John has played pretty much every single hand this whole tournament. With his big stack, probably will make the call. If he made the call before with 9-4 offsuit, pretty much not sure what hand he wouldn't call with.
Did you notice how Sam tried to blind John into folding with his gold watch?
Well, it didn't blind him enough to make him not see his pocket 3s here, and they are off to another race. Sam's going to have to win this, or he will be exiting in 4th place.
Oh, I don't know. Sam, don't be uncomfortable. It's all good. You just let it happen. Let it happen, kid.
Well, after they flip over their cards, they are on a race once again. Sam is going to need help. 7 of clubs, 4 of clubs, 10 of hearts on the flop. Doesn't really help Sam at all. Here comes the turn, the 8 of diamonds. That gives Sam some more outs as he has a gut shot straight draw now. Unfortunately, it is for Sam. With the 4 of spades, Sam is eliminated in 4th place.
Sam, I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss your outfit. And I will see you in the clubs, my friend.
Well, Sam is definitely out in 4th place, and we are down to our final trio of players. Brian is clearly the chip leader, but John is now creeping back up, and the person that is hiding behind the bushes, Andre, has now equaled his finish in Season 2. Let's see if he can better it as we move forward here on the Eastern Poker Tour's Tournament of Champions. And the blinds have moved up to 40,000 and 80,000. Andre on the button does his customary fold. And John in the small blind does his customary call. Brian, our chip leader, you can see it. He's got dual stack action going on right now. We'll just check his option with 10-3 offsuit, and Brian has hit top pair. John completely whiffed. But he's going to swing for the fences right now.
All in.
As he's just shoved all in, Brian's got a pretty... Whoa, that was a real fast fold.
Yeah, that was interesting. You have top pair there, and John has been shoving.
Well, the interesting thing is that John has not really shown any of the big shoves. He's been able to lay them down. And 10-3 does have a bad kicker. He also is up against the other player at the table who has a huge chip stack. If it was Andre, I think it's a snap call, but a pretty quick lay down there for top pair.
But what he has missed is the neck hold once again. That is a definite tell.
You are definitely becoming the Joe Navarro or the Eastern Poker Tour with the tells.
I'm a telling machine, if you will.
Blinds are at 40,000 and 80,000. Brian is sitting on the button.
Now, Brian's probably the most seasoned out of the 3 players. He's been playing poker for over 20 years.
230.
Well, he's raised with King 4 on the button. I don't blame him for the call, for the raise. Andre, however, is going to shove all in with his short stack, making his final stand with Ace-Jack offsuit.
Well, Andre's waited for a great time here. He hasn't played a hand at the final table, and he picked a great spot.
Well, the Mad Russian is thinking about it like he's thought about every hand, but he does fold.
And Brian doing the flippity-flop hand motion, which I think means he's going to call but doesn't want to call. That's what it means to me anyway, Bernard.
Well, that's exactly right. He is going to make a crying call right here. He's already committed himself. And Andre will be in the lead. He's about a 2-1 leader, but Brian can't be upset. Doesn't want to make the call, but at the very least, he is live. So Andre shakes Brian's hand, hoping that it's not his last stand here at the Eastern Poker Tour's Tournament of Champions. Here comes the flop. Ace of clubs, 9 of clubs, 2 of clubs, a very nice flop for Andre. And there it is, a 6 of clubs on the turn, and now Brian is drawing dead. The 3 of clubs on the river is inconsequential, and Andre has now doubled up, getting to about $1 million in chips and at least getting back into this tournament. Well, the final 3 players are fighting it out for the World Series of Poker main event seat. When we come back, we'll see who inches closer to our grand prize here on the Eastern Poker Tour's Tournament of Champions.
Visit EasternPokerTour.com to see how you can be at the next final table.
Well, welcome back to the Eastern Poker Tour Tournament of Champions. We are down to our final 3 players. Brian is the chip leader. However, the short stack Andre has just doubled up and is back in the event. And we'll see if he can continue to catch up and potentially make a better showing than his Season 2 third place finish. Blinds are 40,000 and 80,000. On to Andre on the button, and once again, he folds.
Now, John Jennings from Attleboro, Massachusetts. He has 2 kids. Big hobby, golf and video games. And I guess that's where he gets his itchy trigger finger from.
Well, JJ has made the call, and Brian checks his option. The flop comes down 4 of clubs, 6 of hearts, king of hearts. Missed everybody, but John has shown aggression. I'll take another quick peek to see if he hit any of that. He slows down for the first time, and so does Brian with a check.
Bernard, he's in the National Guard. That's his full-time job.
Well, he has definitely been shooting straight most of this event, and he makes the right decision here by folding as Brian hit the turn with that jack. Brian takes down another hand and increases his chip size.
And he's got his button mode.
Well, John has shown aggression throughout the whole tournament and has really gotten him to this point. He was a chip leader coming into the event. He has bled some chips, but he is still clearly in second position. Our chip leader here, Brian, is in the small blind and has decided to raise with King 4 of hearts.
220.
He's making it 220 total. Andre, our short stack at the final table.
Yep, he likes to knock over his own chips before he bets. It's a style that he developed probably about 2 years ago, he told me.
Well, let's hope that style is going to survive here. He's only made the call with ace-queen. And in some respects, very beneficial to him because the king hit on the flop. But surprisingly, Brian checks, and so does Andre. And you can see a big mistake from Brian there. If Brian had bet out there, Andre probably folds.
240.
And now he's going to make a very ill-timed bet where he's going to bet 240 into a board with that ace. And understandably, Andre is going to shove all in for the rest of his chips. Right now, Brian is probably a little sick to his stomach that he didn't bet the flop. Brian cannot continue to bleed off these chips over to Andre. As experienced as Brian is, Andre is experienced in this scenario. He has been under the lights before. He finished third during season 2.
Brian doing the hand rub. He already said nice hand before he even folded his cards, so it looks like he is going to push him into the middle.
He's going to show the king of hearts. A good fold, but unfortunately for Brian, had he bet the flop, he may have ended the hand right there. Andre inches ever so much closer to the 2 big stacks at the final table.
Oh, Bernard, Andre Pereira is from Hopedale, Massachusetts. They call him the Big A. He's 41 years old. He's an IT manager. He's been playing poker for 10 years.
Well, it's been a long road to get here for all 3 players. They've battled over 300 players and numerous hours to be at this final table, and now down to the final 3. Andre once again finished 3rd place last season and is trying to better his finish. Let's get back down to the action to see if he can do so. Blinds are 40,000 and 80,000. John the Mad Russian is thinking once again. He's on the button, and, well, he will fold.
Now, Brian and Andre heads up again. They seem to be doing battle lately in a lot of hands.
Well, being 3-handed and all of them now having a considerable amount of chips, this could become a pattern all the way to the end.
Yeah, I think they got a little smiling war going on right now. I think they're going to just do a little smiling at each other. Let's just smile. Let's be happy. Let's just smile and play cards and look at each other and not bet.
The flop is 7 of spades, 2 of hearts, 5 of diamonds. The turn is the 8 of clubs. This is giving Brian a straight. The 9 of hearts comes on the river, and that probably is not going to help as Andre missed the board completely.
Yeah, Brian's got a straight. I think he's done smiling.
He's going to bet 150,000 here. Andre may posture a little bit, but he is definitely going to fold his hand.
Bernard, I can name that tune in 5 notes.
Chariots of Fire.
Excellent.
Action's folded over to Andre. Andre completes the bet. And what do you know? John and Andre have pretty much identical hands. Obviously different suits. 6-5 offsuit to the flop. Ace of hearts, 7 of hearts, 3 of clubs. John's the only one that can win this hand right now outright. And why not? Aggressive as always, and he's going to finish it off once again. John, The Mad Russian decides to utilize his aggression, and as we said, to win when you are coming down the stretch, aggression is going to be critical. And you got to give some credit to John for being aggressive from the beginning. He may have played some hands questionable, but I think that this could be an advantage, and it may give him the outright lead when it comes down the stretch.
My strategy for the final table is to continue doing what I'm doing. It's gotten me this far, playing tight and aggressive when I can be.
My strategy is simply to not get beat bad.
My strategy going into this tournament right now is just position raises. Anytime an unraised pot's there, you gotta get it. You gotta go get it.
Blinds are 40,000 and 80,000. Well, Andre now is going to raise three-handed Queen Jack of Hearts. Not an issue from the small blind.
All night you fold, now you raise?
It's amazing how you can get into the heads of these players, Andy.
I just haven't done an impersonation in a while. I was,
Well, the Mad Russian is thinking about it, and he's going to make the call. A7 offsuit, not a bad call. You have to be a little wary because Andre has been playing so tight. The flop is 3 of spades, 6 of diamonds, 6 of clubs. And Andre's going to turn the tables on the Mad Russian and show a little aggression himself.
The big A, he makes a big raise here. We'll see what... Okay, that's the move.
Well,
it's all in.
Well, John has made a very, very bold move here. Again, we've talked about this. Aggression is key. He's got 2 overcards to the board, and he firmly believes that Andre can get off of this hand.
Now, if Andre has his read right, anyone that fumbles their chips, holds their neck, and looks guilty, may be bluffing.
Well, ironically, he was bluffing, but he was bluffing with the better hand. Andre makes the correct read, folds his hand, and is now going to be able to play another day. And when we come back, we'll be back with the final 3 here on the Eastern Poker Tour's Tournament of Champions.
Visit EasternPokerTour.com to see how you can be at the next final table.
Welcome back to the Eastern Poker Tour Tournament of Champions. We are down to our final 3 players, and all of them are one step closer at potentially winning the ultimate prize, a World Series of Poker main event seat. Blinds are 60,000 and 120,000.
Bernard, I can name that tune in 6 notes.
Monster Mash.
No, Bernard, that's Lady Gaga.
240.
Thank you, Casey.
I know I could utilize my microphone voice again.
Brian has raised from the button. Andre has folded. Brian raised with ace-4 of spades.
Now you'll notice that John and Brian do not play the smiling game.
They don't, but John makes a, again, interesting call with 4 of clubs, 3 of clubs. The flop has come down Jack of clubs, ace of diamonds, 6 of diamonds.
Oh, John's thinking, why won't Brian smile at me? Does he not like me?
John's bet 250 here.
Is it because I'm Russian?
250 total.
And my last name is Jennings?
Now these are the 2 big stacks here at the final table.
Raise.
Brian has decided to raise here.
350 on top. 600 total.
Somewhat of a min raise. And that's going to give John a clear indication that Brian has hit some of this flop. You know, we've seen this a few times from Brian. Brian's hit the flop, and he's hit it pretty well. Might be worth just calling next time and maybe getting the aggressive player John to give him more chips. Brian from Providence, Rhode Island is a VP of operations. He is managing the situation well as he is continuing to become the chip leader, but he has lost the opportunity to gain some more chips from the aggressive John. We'll see if he can continue his run as we continue on here at the Eastern Poker Tour's Tournament of Champions. Blinds are 60,000 and 120,000. Andre, the ever tight one, folds from the button, and John once again calls from the small blind with King 5 offsuit. Now, John being very, very aggressive most of the time, I would like to have seen a raise here from John in the small blind. However, now we're going to see another flop.
You know, he does look like he's in the Russian mob.
The flop comes down. 3 of spades, 10 of clubs, queen of clubs. Once again, has hit Brian square in the face. And let's see what happens.
200.
Well, John's going to bet out 200, aggressive as always. This is the opportunity for Brian to slow play it and call, as we discussed previously.
Raise.
Well, unfortunately, Brian's going to take the standard route here and raise.
300 on
Well, he's
top.
going to raise 300 on top, and as I mentioned before, this minish raise is pretty much indicating to a player that you hit the flop. Had he pushed all in, he would have probably indicated that I don't want you to call. But right here, this is a kind of a bet that's asking for a call. As mad as John is, the Mad Russian will not make this call. Had John hit a king on the flop, maybe a club on the turn, this could have been a very, very different story. But one of the huge keys when we get down to three-handed play is being able to change up your style and being able to utilize the aggression of another player. And right now, unfortunately, Brian is not utilizing the aggression of John and is losing potential valuable chips. Blinds are 60,000 and 120,000. John has folded from the button.
Raise.
And the chip leader has picked up a very solid hand in the small blind. Ace of diamonds, queen of hearts. Andre has decided to push all in to make a move here with 10-9 offsuit.
Queen.
Not a good time for Andre.
No, now we laugh.
5 cards.
Now we laugh. No laugh.
Ace queen.
Well, Andre
9, 10.
is looking down and understanding his fate right now.
I knew. See, Bernard? I knew we were gonna laugh.
King of clubs, 8 of clubs, king of spades, a very, very good flop. Well, jack of hearts on the turn has now given Andre some more hope. Oh, my goodness. Queen of spades on the river has given
nice
Andre
hand.
another life. Almost out in third place, and now
Yes.
Brian has taken a huge hit to his chip stack, and Andre has now crept up among the
how you take
leaders.
the bad
Brian
beats.
is taking it very,
that's
very
not
well
bad.
on a really, really bad beat.
5, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60.
560.
That's 20 stacks, so I'm just going to go 6. And then take 4 away, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Andre seems almost a little sheepish from that win.
Very nice.
I'm about that. Very nice hand. When I pull my face back like this, I am smiling again.
Well, Brian's going to have to continue to smile and continue to focus if he wants to ultimately take down the Eastern Poker Tour's Tournament of Champions Season 3.
I don't mind.
What a way to finish up. Andre hits a miracle card on the river just to survive, and now all 3 players are pretty much evenly stacked.
Sorry, Sammy Kid. Big A, you're my man. I'm going with Andre.
Well, can Andre take that experience and cross the finish line, or can Brian overcome such a bad beat and try to finish this off, or will John, our original chip leader, finish what he started? For Andy Kaplan, I'm Bernard Lee. We'll see you next week here on the Eastern Poker Tour's Tournament of Champions.
Visit EasternPokerTour.com to see how you can be at the next final table. Brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino, home of the WPT World Poker Room and Foxwoods World Poker Finals.